Hello, Original Soul. Welcome in to this reading. Thanks for showing up and being here, sharing your energy, liking, commenting, all those things. Thank you in advance. But we'll jump into it here. This reading overall feels like some sense of renewal. So, I mean, that could be renewing a contract or, vows or something like that. But this could also be renewing your connection with yourself, or even maybe, something from the past, a relationship, a friendship, connection with family. So we'll add some tarot to the cards that I already have out here, kind of talk through each of them, and hopefully something helpful pops up here for you. All right, so at the top of the reading, we've got this restraint, or the end of conflict, which those kind of sound like opposite ideas, right? But even with restraint, that could be a restraint with your own behavior, like restraining yourself from doing something or saying something, something like that, and maybe that helps end a conflict. Or again, there could be a situation where you have felt stuck and that is starting to come to an end. So let's add a couple cards here to that. Number 13 on that card, which in tarot 13 is the death card. So again, some sort of ending to allow a new beginning, transformation sort of energy. We also have a lot of fire energy out in this reading, so you may have strong fire placements in your chart, or again, there could be just a heated situation, or something that's kind of been burning within. All right, let's see what we get here with restraint or the end of conflict. What is this conflict about? All right, 8 of Pentacles. I mean, this could have to do with something with work, or potentially something with legacy, inheritance, family. There is a family feud card that came out as well, so maybe this has something to do with that. We'll kind of get more details as we go here. But maybe there is, again, a work thing, a project, even a relationship that you've put a lot of time and effort into. And again, I'm noticing just kind of spark and fire energy in this card as well. Right, so there's just something that has been an issue in one of those areas. This could be something that you're feeling really sensitive about, or even like a secret has come out about. Because again, this is something you really put like blood, sweat, and tears into. Yeah, Page of Swords. This could be feeling just really defensive or on edge about that. You may have had your guard up because of what's happened. And I know I mentioned at the beginning, like restraining yourself from saying something. So I don't know if that's something that you've done, or maybe you're more the type to just sort of blurt things out and say how you feel. Yeah, with the Emperor, so definitely could be work related or some sort of issue with a boss. Again, with the fire on this card, I mean, that trash can or basket behind him is on fire and he's like not moving, not budging. Right, so again, I don't know if that's your energy or someone else's. Dragons could be popping up for you lately as well. I know I've been seeing those myself. This could also be you just taking a stand. Again, maybe you are defending yourself. And maybe that's not always an energy that you've been in. That could be something that's actually hard for you to do. So you could be embracing and embodying more of your own Emperor energy. Or again, definitely could be a work situation, or even something with like a male figure, father figure, or even a partner in your life. All right, let's move on and continue here. So we've got fire, burn, and then Aries, beginning. All right, so like I said, strong fire energy in this reading. And again, this could be, that fire burning within you. Maybe you're kind of starting those fires, so to speak. And this is going to bring on some sort of new beginning for you, some sort of transformation, like I'd mentioned with that number 13. reminding me of the Death card as well. So let's see what this, oh, I wanted to pop out right away. Fire, burn, energy, Four of Pentacles. Look at all the chains and locks on the door into this house. So a lot of kind of family home vibe sort of energy here. So that definitely could pertain to your situation. Maybe whatever this is, if it is work related, is starting to impact something at your home life or with your actual physical home. Again, you could be really closed off, defensive, and not really letting anyone in. Maybe you're kind of going through something alone or deciding to sort of deal with something by yourself. Like we already mentioned, feeling a little bit stuck. You could be trying to protect yourself, protect your energy, protect your family from whatever this may be. As I mentioned, dragons could be significant. The Strength card coming out here. Another Four of Wands. I always feel like this card, there's just a lot of blame, kind of pointing fingers, whether you're doing that to yourself in the mirror or, you know, blaming someone else. And then Nine of Cups. All right, let me take a look at these. Interesting energy here. Yeah, so, I mean, definitely something has had you feeling lost, sad, sort of emotional upheaval with whatever is going on, whatever this conflict has been or might still be going through. So you might really be just closing in, relying more on yourself to find your inner strength. And maybe someone is blaming you for something and you have to be strong, right? And you really know, you know, who you are, what you've done, where you're at, how you feel. Right, so at the end of the day, you might be coming to a conclusion where you're not really going to let this upset you or bother you or ruin whatever you see as your happiness, as your safe place. Also just noticing a number 13 on this Fire card as well. Right, so number 13 could definitely be significant. Let's see, I think today's the 13th, actually, as I'm saying that. So, I don't know, maybe when you see this reading, it ends up being an important day, or again, that number could be important to you. All right, and let's see what this beginning Aries energy is. So, as I mentioned, there's a lot of renewal in this reading. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Right, where I live, that is springtime. So, you know, things are coming up fresh. There's sort of this new turn of energy. So maybe that's something you're feeling with yourself. We got sort of a mini novel that came out here, a little novella. Let's take a look. Knight of Pentacles. All right, so some sort of offer, potentially, the Hierophant. Maybe it's something you expected a while ago and it's been really slow. Three of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Justice card. All right, so a decent amount of major arcana as well. All right, let's take a peek at these here. So like I said, there could be some sort of offer. It's something that's solid. It's something that has a lot of potential to grow in the future. Maybe the timing is finally right. Again, there could be an issue, or maybe you felt stuck because something hadn't been coming in and there wasn't really much movement. Right, but that beginning is on the horizon. That beginning is coming with the Hierophant here. That could have to do with some sort of partnership, possibly a marriage. Maybe, like I said, a renewal of vows or something like that is coming. But with the Three of Wands, Nine of Swords, and Justice, on this Three of Swords, or Three of Wands, excuse me, you know, he looks kind of down in the dumps. Like he's been waiting and waiting and waiting and nothing is happening. And then there's, you know, a lot of this anxiety. Look at all those swords under her back as she's laying there. So you could be having sleepless nights, really just wrestling mentally. And again, maybe you were expecting something to show up or come in. And that's really just taken a long time, or you feel like it's never going to show up. Right? But something is coming in and moving forward. Like I said, for some of you, this could be a renewal of vows. For others of you, this could be some sort of separation, whether it's from a partnership or even from a work situation. Maybe it's a situation that's been just very traditional, right? But you've got blessings coming in, and the scales are going to balance out. So again, maybe there's some sort of contract involved, or paperwork, and you're kind of deciding whether you want to renew that as part of your beginning, or maybe you're walking away and doing something totally different and taking that approach for your new beginning as well. All right, let's see here. And at the bottom of the reading out of the herb deck, we've got Be Yourself, Daisy. I just had some daisies pop up in my yard. Wasn't quite sure what was growing, and then I could see the flowers were about to bloom. And so I was really excited because I was like, oh, we just got that card in this reading. So maybe you do see daisies or get some flowers, or just go take a walk in nature and let that renew you. But again, being yourself, being authentic. Maybe that's been part of your conflict or issue before, is you've been either people-pleasing or trying to change and transform yourself to kind of fit what you think other people want. And now it's really the time to, follow your gut feeling. Be yourself, be authentic, right? Walk down your path. Maybe taking out some of that worry of what others might think. All right, so let's see what comes out with this Be Yourself. Ooh, the Empress. Right now we had the Emperor at the top of the reading. Now we have the Empress at the bottom. So divine counterparts there. Empress looks really content on this card. She's got a lot of beautiful flowers on her dress, holding her little kitty cat. Letting the sun filter in through this window. So this is about love and beauty and harmony, pleasure. So maybe you're kind of, once you come into your own and you really start to just show your true self, you really start to be more content internally. Like I said, maybe renewing that connection with yourself internally. That can feel really good, especially if you've been, I don't want to necessarily say fake, but maybe you have been a little bit fake, or again, just trying to be what you think other people want you to be. All right, not surprised the Death card did come out. So there we've got that number 13 again, showing up quite a bit in this reading. You can see too how, right, there's flames all over the place. So definitely big transformation energy. Let's see what fell on the floor here. Yeah, Two of Swords. All right, with the blindfold on there, that is a way where you're not really looking outward for direction, opinions. That is closing off that sense to really tune more within. You could be seeing blackbirds, crows, or ravens, but definitely some sort of choice that you're making. This could have been something that you've gone back and forth on quite a bit. Again, with all this fire energy, it's been an intense situation, right? So that can be really hard to navigate and to know what to do. But through all of these, again, you're really focusing on, what your version of happiness is, kind of being authentic and true to yourself, knowing that that's going to make things more fair. It's going to kind of clean that slate. And it seems like you are choosing yourself here. You're choosing to transform, and you're choosing things that leave you feeling solid and content. Yeah, especially with the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Like I said, we've got a decent amount of majors coming out here. Right, so you know that you have all the tools at your disposal and you're ready to move on, start something fresh, and move forward. Okay, let's see here. Out of this Curiosity deck, we do have Family Feud and Fake Profile. So like I said, part of your conflict could have to do something with family. Maybe it is over money, inheritance, or something in the legal system. And then with Fake Profile, Again, there's just that inauthenticity, whether that's coming from yourself or maybe you're noticing that with others around you. And that can be really fucking annoying, basically. All right, let's see here. Let's get some on family food. It says sometimes blood is thicker than water, and sometimes it's just thicker with drama, judgment, and silent grudges. So again, there could have been a kind of keeping your mouth shut. Maybe you finally decide to speak up and turn into that emperor and defend yourself or say your piece. Yeah, with the Fool, right? There could be people acting foolish. You could even be looking at whatever this family feud or drama is and just thinking like, this is so ridiculous. Like, I can't believe we're letting this get in the way of our friendship, relationship, our family unit. Definitely an opportunity for some sort of new start, fresh start. That's come out quite a few times in this reading, right? Maybe there's something that you need to start over with. And that could be rebuilding trust. Yeah, there's been something definitely toxic. And you're feeling more clear about that now. You're maybe seeing that now, whether it's toxicity with people's behavior. Definitely something that has hurt you and wounded you and caused a lot of just hurt and pain. Let's see if we can get one more with it. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so time to walk down a different path. Time to really focus on what is important. Kind of putting those challenges behind you. And again, moving forward in a new direction. Whatever that direction may be for you. And there could be something with contracts or with the legal system going on. So really being mindful of how you decide to move forward if that is the case for you. All right, and then with fake profile, it's not just a filter, it's a full-on facade. The person being presented doesn't match the reality behind the scenes. Right, and again, this could be yourself. Especially with social media, there's a lot of pressure to kind of have everything look perfect, be perfect. So you may be even posting things if you use social media that deep down isn't really the real situation or isn't really how you feel, but you're putting on this face or this facade, or again, that could be something else. Yeah, because with the Five of Pentacles, there's definitely a lack, a loss. Again, this could have to be something with a home life or a family situation. There's definitely kind of stormy, icy energy. I don't know if you can hear the sirens, so for someone, that situation definitely could be true. Yeah, so with Five of Pentacles and then 10 of Cups, right, this is sort of this mismatched feeling energy. So for some, again, what's really going on behind the scenes of this Five of Pentacles and just feeling really out of it, really down. Again, like not everything is going the way that you had hoped, but then there might be this portrayal of everything being perfect. And I mean, look at the stark difference of these two cards, right? Snowstorm, lightning versus this beautiful garden, fountain, rainbow. Right, for some of you too, you could be distancing yourself from either people like that or from acting like that, and really shifting yourself from feeling lack and loss to focusing on what your happiness and your 10 of Cups would be. Oh wow, 2 more major arcanas coming out. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune and the World. Right, so something with timing is definitely at play here. And it seems like a new chapter is ready to start, which might mean something needs to end, be put to bed, or really finally, left in the past. And with the Wheel of Fortune and that pentacle at the middle, it does seem like, again, this has something to do with either an energetic connection with somebody else, could just directly be related to money, family, or again, your job or work. Right, so this is really kind of leaning into the timing of things, maybe trusting that the universe has got you, the nudges that you're getting are the way you should go, and just really stepping kind of through that kind of portal of whatever your choice is, feeling strong, refreshed, and kind of ready to take on whatever is coming down the road for you. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's read this Archangel Michael card, detach from the situation. All right, so again, something definitely heated. It's been conflicting. For some of you, it might be time to detach. Let's see here. My prayer, Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and this situation. And detaching can be really hard, really difficult, especially with the Eight of Pentacles being one of the first cards that came out with this conflict. Like, this is a situation that, or, you know, the situation may not have been going on forever, but it's just something that you've been involved with for a long time, especially if this is, you know, a family situation. Or again, it could be with your career and you've been there for 8 years or something like that. All right, and sometimes detaching, you know, another reason that can feel really difficult is because it can sometimes feel like you might be running away from something or avoiding something, right? But again, you need to be yourself. You need to do what's right. And giving yourself a little distance can sometimes be, right, the best thing for you to really let yourself clear your head, get more settled into your own energy instead of the chaos and the drama of what might be going on and around. All right, let's see here. Let's get a spirit animal. What spirit animal wants to come out? I know I mentioned dragons already. There's also pink lotus. Daisies. I know those aren't animals, but I'm also seeing hummingbirds, fairies, gnomes, salamanders. All right. We've got badger and bobcat. All right, 2 B's, so maybe the letter B is significant for you. Badger is endurance. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith will be paying off. Know that no matter the temporary outer conditions, you will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that is best for you. I love that. Especially with the Wheel of Fortune, we talked about, you know, the timing might be right or divine timing coming in. And keeping an open mind as well. Sometimes we have like this really strong grip or hold on what we think we absolutely need or want the future to be. So leaving things a little bit open for the universe to surprise you or for you to attract or bring in things that might even align better than what you expected. All right, and then with Bobcat Mystery, the Bobcat teaches you that there is true power and strength in silence and patience. Again, talking about maybe keeping your mouth shut or even detaching a little bit and giving things a little bit of time or space. In order to get what you want, you must be willing to plan, adapt, and above all, have the patience to see your dreams manifest. Okay, so what were we just talking about before we read that card? Being a little bit more open, right, to let things align. So that's where that adaptability can come in. And again, silence and patience. So if you've been involved in a lot of drama, maybe the best advice right now is to take a step back and just sink into being a little bit more quiet, a little bit more patient, so you can really like hear your own self think. All right, so a renewal of something here, whatever that means for you. And that's what we've got here for this reading. We'll close it out. So again, I hope there was something here for you. Thanks again for showing up, sharing your energy. It definitely helps guide the reading. And I hope there was a message here that is helpful for you. Until next time. Peace.